Okay, let's dive right into this. If you or someone you know deals with a thyroid condition, I guarantee you've seen the ads. You know the ones. Scrolling through your social media feed, they sound like a literal dream come true, right? Stuff like, boost your T3 naturally, or fix your fatigue with this one doctor-approved blend. It is incredibly tempting. I mean, who wouldn't want a quick fix? But in this explainer, we're going to look at the massive clash between that clever, algorithm-driven marketing and the hard medical reality. Because over just the last few days, 3 separate German health authorities have issued urgent official warnings about these exact types of supplements. They're telling the public to stop taking them blindly, and we're going to break down exactly why.
First, we kind of have to talk about why these ads are so incredibly effective in the first place. Listen, it's just deeply frustrating to wake up completely exhausted, to battle through that awful afternoon brain fog, or to literally always feel cold. And honestly, it's even more frustrating when you finally take those symptoms to your doctor, they run the standard blood panels, and then they tell your thyroid levels are perfectly normal. When your lab results don't match how terrible you actually feel, you naturally start looking for answers. You turn to the internet. And trust me, the algorithms are ready and waiting for you.
Right away, you get hit with all these claims promising a quick fix to your fatigue, promising to naturally boost your hormones. It basically becomes this algorithm-driven echo chamber that is hyper-designed to sell your products. But on the other side of the screen is the actual medical reality. And we are talking about urgent health warnings from highly respected organizations, endocrinologists, food safety regulators, and nutrition experts. They are seeing a rising tide of harm from these heavily marketed pills and potions, and they are finally stepping in to say, okay, enough is enough.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting the conversion myth, the serious dangers of Lugol's solution, the risks behind selenium overload, and then we'll wrap it all up with a safe action plan.
All right, part 1, the conversion myth and unmasking the T4 to T3 deception.
So the German Association of Nuclear Medicine, the BDN, just issued a warning calling out a very specific, very popular trend. Marketers are basically convincing patients who have those persistent symptoms we just talked about that they're suffering from a conversion disorder. Basically, they claim your body can't properly convert the inactive T4 thyroid hormone into the active T3 hormone. The marketers tell you, hey, this is exactly why you feel so bad. And oh, look at that, so conveniently they have a pricey supplement to fix it. But the BDN is stressing a really critical fact here. True conversion disorders are incredibly rare. Seriously, so rare. But if you look online, you'd think half the population has one. It's a fabricated epidemic, completely designed to sell you a cure.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer financial reality of this deception. 600 euros. That is upwards of what patients are dropping every single year on these so-called conversion boosters, like milk thistle supplements. The BDN experts are calling this recommendation highly unprofessional, and here's why. Milk thistle has absolutely zero scientific proof that it helps with thyroid hormone conversion, like none at all. It provides zero benefit for this condition, which means that 600 euros, it's just a massive financial waste.
So, okay. If it's almost never an actual conversion problem, what is causing that fatigue and brain fog when your TSH and T4 levels actually look fine? Well, the BDN gives us a list of the real-world culprits. Things like an iron deficiency, or maybe a lack of vitamin B12 or D. It could just be the natural hormonal shifts of menopause. Or, and we brush this off way too often, it could be stress, depression, or poor sleep. Those have massive physical impacts. It could even be another completely undiagnosed endocrine issue. The real takeaway here is we've got to stop throwing money at unproven pills and start asking our doctors to check for these highly common, scientifically backed causes.
Moving into part 2, the Lugol's danger, going from useless straight to toxic.
Okay, so Germany's Federal Office for Consumer Protection, the BVL, recently had to issue an emergency warning about a product called Lugol's Solution. Now, this stuff is widely marketed online as a great iodine supplement. But the shocking reality, literally hidden right there on the label, is that it is a laboratory chemical and a disinfectant. Let me repeat that. It is explicitly not a dietary supplement.
So the crucial point here is the staggering, absolutely crazy difference in dosage. For a human adult, the safe upper limit of iodine is 600 micrograms a day. But the BVL is warning that just one single drop of Lugol solution can contain over 6,000 micrograms. You are literally getting 10 times the safe daily upper limit in a single drop of what is, again, a lab-grade chemical. No way, right?
And as you'd probably guess, the consequences of that massive overdose are super severe. The BVL details some serious acute poisoning risks. We're talking severe nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. But because this massive dose directly hits your delicate thyroid, it can trigger severe thyroid dysfunction, violently swinging your body into hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism. In the worst-case scenarios, this kind of iodine load can cause a life-threatening condition called a thyroid storm, or it could even put a patient into a coma. The BVL's warning here is totally unequivocal: do not consume Lugol solution under any circumstances. If you genuinely need iodine, use approved supplements capped at 100 to 150 micrograms, or honestly, better yet, just get it safely from your diet.
All right, part 3, the selenium overload, the accidental poisoning.
Now, what's really interesting here is how incredibly narrow the window is between what your body actually needs and what becomes toxic, according to the German Nutrition Society and the Federal Institute for Risk Assessment. Look, selenium is a trace mineral, and yes, it absolutely supports thyroid function. But a true deficiency in Western countries? It's super rare. Your daily estimated need is just 60 to 70 micrograms. Because of that, the safety buffer for supplements is capped really low, at just 40 micrograms. But if you're taking unregulated supplements blindly guessing what you need, you can so easily hit that toxic threshold of 300 plus micrograms. And when you do, this otherwise helpful mineral suddenly causes hair loss, brittle nails, severe joint pain, and in serious cases, actual nerve damage. You can accidentally poison yourself just by guessing what your body needs.
And honestly, the saddest part of that accidental poisoning is how entirely unnecessary it is. Hitting that 60 to 70 microgram daily need is incredibly easy through a standard, normal diet. You do not need risky pills. You can hit your target with just 2 eggs, or a single portion of tuna, or, amazingly, just 3 Brazil nuts. That is it, literally just 3 nuts. Nature already provides exactly what we need in safe, easily digestible amounts. So if you're eating a generally varied diet, you simply do not need a selenium supplement, unless, of course, a doctor has explicitly tested your blood and found a real deficiency.
Which brings us to part 4, your safe action plan. Basically, don't guess, test.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a strategy you can actually use. We've covered a ton of alarming stuff today, but let's bring it back to something reassuring and empowering. Step 1. Stop guessing and get a full medical workup. Don't just settle for a basic TSH test. Ask your doctor specifically to check your iron, ferritin, B12, vitamin D, and selenium. Let's find the real missing link. Step 2. If those labs come back normal, it's time to take a really honest look at your lifestyle. Sleep, stress, diet, and exercise impact your energy and brain fog way more than we like to admit. And finally, step 3. If you optimize all of that and you still feel unwell, bypass the online influencers entirely and seek a referral to an endocrinologist. We want to empower you to take control of your health medically, not through an online shopping cart.
And that brings us to our final and definitely and most important takeaway. Trust your doctor, not the algorithm. Your thyroid is this incredibly powerful engine for your whole body, but it is also so delicate. It requires precision, not guesswork, and it certainly doesn't need lab-grade chemicals disguised as the latest health trend. As we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a question to really ponder. The next time you're scrolling and you see a targeted ad promising a miracle cure for your fatigue, ask yourself, is this product actually designed to optimize my biology, or is it just designed to empty my wallet? Stay informed, stay safe out there, and always rely on the science.